I'm loving this journey, guys. Let's go.
Lying, cheating, hurting, that's all you seem to do. Messing around every guy in town, putting me down for thinking of someone new. Always the same, playing your game, drive me insane, trouble's gonna come to you. One of these days, and it won't be long, you look for me, but baby, I'll be gone. This is all I gotta say to you, woman. Your time is gonna come. 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 Made up my mind, break you this time. Won't be so kind, it's my turn to cry. Do what you want, I won't take the brunt. It's fading away, can't feel you anymore. Don't care what you say, cause I'm gonna wait to stay. Gonna make you pay for that great big hole in my heart. People talking all around, watch out woman, no longer is it you're gonna be on my heart. You've been bad to me woman, but it's coming back home to you. Your time is gonna come. 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 Your time is gonna come.
Guys, to be honest with you, and this will probably be unexpected, but that's probably one of my favorites Led Zeppelin tracks that I've heard so far. That's probably one of my favorites. When it opens up, it gives like this church vibe almost like. Yeah, what's that called? Organs or like it's just they just open it up so different. But that's not why it's I feel like it's one of my favorites. To be honest with you, the reason why I feel, let me catch when the beat drops and I'll tell you guys why. Because when it drops right there, to be honest with you, it reminds me of one of my favorite songs, like Sweet Home Alabama. It kind of just gives me that vibe a little bit, you know? Like, I don't. Just a tad bit, just a tad bit, you know, like a slower version. But I just it felt reminiscent of that, or Sweet Home Alabama obviously probably came out later. Let me look up when that came out. Sweet Home, 1974. Led Zeppelin on release. Yeah, Sweet Home Alabama came out later on, but it gives me that feeling. It gives me that feeling. I love the vibe of the song, and then Your Time Is Gonna Come. At first, when I first heard the title, I thought it was probably talking about like what I assumed was, all right, maybe or my prediction, I should say, was probably talk about like someone making it in life and not giving up. That's what I thought at first when I just seen the title. But now the lyrics are pretty self-explanatory. After reading the lyrics, about a female. It's just so crazy to me that after all this time, all these albums, after album, I haven't even heard. Like I've heard somewhat of the other albums, but just that they had so much gas in the tank to where they could keep creating and just coming up with new sounds, and that is just amazing to me. Every time I listen to Led Zeppelin, I always feel like it's something new. I always feel like it's something new. It's definitely refreshing, which is why I decided to jump into so deep into this journey, right? Your time is gonna come.
Playing your game, drive me insane. Trouble's gonna come to you. Wanna be.
And obviously John Bonham going crazy on the drums. Me over here acting like I know what I'm actually doing, trying to mimic what I hear, but it's all good.
These days, and it won't be long. You look for me, but baby, I'll be gone. This is all I gotta say to you, woman. Your time is gonna come. Your time is gonna come.
So fast with them drumsticks. Man, he makes me want to try it, to be honest with you. But that was Led Zeppelin. Your Time Is Gonna Come. So that was, let's see. Let's go find what number that was. If I'm not mistaken, that was track number 5. So like I said, Dazed and Confused. I already reacted to that. That's in my Led Zeppelin playlist. And yeah, this journey is just beginning, guys. It is just beginning. As far as that organ, let me look up something real quick. Who plays? Okay, so that's John Paul Jones that plays the. Let me make sure. That plays the organ, as well as the piano, and y'all let me know, because y'all already know how I go on the internet. I could be getting the wrong information, so y'all let me know. Even though I'm sure y'all have told me before, but I'm just, I guess, reviewing, refreshing, and just trying to get it stuck in my memory so I don't forget. so after reading a little bit about it, once again, let me know if the information is wrong. But after reading a little bit about it, I feel like I could see how it's inspired by a traditional Irish folk song. It definitely had that vibe to it. You know, like I could see people from more traditional culture dancing around to that. You know, like those viral videos you usually see of people just dancing and they're in groups and they're doing their traditional dances. That's what I pictured in my head. Definitely shows the versatility in Led Zeppelin because I you know you get used to a certain sound even though they switch it up a lot. But to hear that shows a lot of versatility, you know, especially for it to be on Led Zeppelin 1, you know, where you're already used to certain songs. It's like, okay, that's different. It says during concerts, Jimmy Page would play this as a part of his instrumental White Summer. The combined arrangement is called White Summer Black Mountainside and ran for around 11 minutes. Okay, it says Page performed versions of this track while he was with The Firm, a supergroup he founded with Paul Rogers in 1984. So this is just a couple facts allegedly about the song. Like I said, correct me if I'm wrong. I got some great Led Zeppelin scholars in the comments, some great subscribers that I know are going to correct anything I'm saying that's wrong, and you know that they will be pinned to the top. But yeah, this is one song, you know, that I haven't really seen out there too much. You know, I haven't really seen reactors do it like that or anything like that. So I definitely wanted to look up more things about it and, you know, bring it to the spotlight a little bit more. Yeah, so those are a couple facts, and I definitely see the traditional vibe. You know, it's like they everybody shined in Led Zeppelin. Everybody shined, and everybody had their particular areas where they just you know that was their thing, and Jimmy Page really shines on this. This is his thing. You know, they got to really express their art and what they do. that I could see that in like one of those '70s parties with everybody just having fun partying. Communication breakdown, man. Man, like obviously you guys heard the guitar part. Um, where we already know Jimmy Page and that guitar and how much he make love to that guitar. One thing I noticed though from doing my research on Led Zeppelin a lot is it seems like John Paul Jones, he doesn't get talked about as much, and from what I'm studying, he's like the secret ingredient to Led Zeppelin, and I even heard that I've studied that his father was like a pastor that taught him, how to play on the piano and things like that, and I just want to sit here and give my respect to him because I feel like when Led Zeppelin's talked about, even from little interviews I watched, it don't seem like John Paul Jones is usually named too much, honestly. But Robert Plant with that voice, he had the look, he had the style. As far as this song, communication breakdown, just seems like things is, things is, the confusing. That's what it's.
I wanna tell you that I love you so. I wanna hold you in my arms, yeah. I'm never gonna let you go, 'cause I like your tone. Communication breakdown, it's always the same.
Yeah, a lot of people related to that and still will. Communication breakdown. It's always the same. I'm having a nervous breakdown. Drive me insane. A lot of people, there's a lot of people with even just anxiety. Someone with anxiety can hear that and really, and just really like the song just off of the lyrics. Robert Plant, he comes with it. He had that voice. It was just the perfect makeup. Then you got once again John Bonham in the back going crazy on the drums. But I really want to give credit to their secret ingredient that I feel like doesn't get spoken about enough, my personal opinion. Because I've been watching a lot of like short videos about Led Zeppelin, and it's always kind of Robert Plant or Jimmy Page. Like I heard someone even say something about Jimmy Page was Led Zeppelin, and then this was another famous guy, but it's like I just feel like John Paul Jones. I always like looking at those underdogs, so my attention is gonna be more so on him.
I don't know what it is I like about you, but I like it a lot.
I don't know what it is that I like about you, but I like it a lot. That's how I felt when I first listened to Led Zeppelin, to be honest with you. Like, yeah, it's just something about them. All together, all of them together is just like it was magic. They were meant to be, and when they created songs like this that last a lifetime. That someone in 2022, a 29-year-old can go back and just and tune it, tap into, and just they can be teachers still, master teachers to where all this time later now I'm going and I'm okay, let me learn my instruments now and let me, that's awesome. But as far as communication breakdown, I mean, yeah, I could just, in my head, I could just picture a 1970s party and everybody just kind of, just, just kind of dancing to it, right? Having fun at one of their parties.
I can't quit you, babe. So I'm gonna put you down for a while. I said I can't quit you, babe. I guess I got to put you down for a while. Said you messed up my happy home, made me mistreat my only child. Said you know I love you, baby. My love for you I could never hide. know it hurts me deep down inside. When you hear me moaning and groaning, babe, you know it hurts me deep down inside. Oh, when you hear me holler, baby, you know you're my walking fire.
Why the ending is so wild.
Gave me that blues feeling again. It gave me that blues feeling again. I was actually gonna react to that live. I might still do it. It's just I'm a little paranoid now about the live ones because I know things be edited or cut short, and I don't want to react to one, and then it's like, oh no, this one, that one, so I'm a little paranoid, but I may do the live one that I seen up there. That yeah, it took me through. It's this video game I played when I was younger called Mafia 3. And it basically was like based in Louisiana. And like when you turn on the radio in the car, you get songs from back in the day, and it gives me that feeling. This song gives me that feeling of that era way back. And I know people told me they were influenced by a lot of blues artists, and yeah, just John Bonham, Jimmy Page, John Paul Jones, Robert Plant. I mean, these guys were incredible. Every time it's to the point where it's just like I'm starting to get used to it now. But I'm still in shock with just how I want to say I won't necessarily say in shock. I have a newfound respect for uh people that are in bands, because to just be on point like that, it takes a lot of practice. I used to actually be in a band. I used to play the trumpet. I used to be in a choir when I was a kid, when I was in elementary school. I literally don't remember anything from that, except for what's that one song back in the day? Breaking up is hard to do. Like I remember singing that in the choir, and then I remember I was actually really good with the trumpet. But man, I just if you were to give me a trumpet now, I'm gonna be lost. So these guys, the level, the passion for those instruments. Back then it just guys were what I learned from Led Zeppelin and a lot of these bands is there was a relationship with those instruments. There was a relationship when Jimmy Page is on that guitar and you hear him. There's a relationship when John Bonham, and sorry if I'm still pronouncing it wrong because I'm probably gonna do that, but when he's on those drums and he's just rocking. It's just or John Paul Jones when he's playing like it's a relationship. It's a relationship when Robert Plant gets on that microphone, him and that microphone, and he's singing his heart out. I can't cut you, baby. You know, like so. A few things that I see online, which once again I got amazing Led Zeppelin music historians that are going to correct anything that's wrong, right? So I'm not even worried about this anymore because you guys going to correct it. Someone said this song, along with You Shook Me, was originally written by Willie Dixon, a good old sit on the porch in a rocking chair and play heart broken bluesman. Led Zeppelin took the blues, added a hefty pinch of rock slash metal, and an occasional dash of folk. That's what I that's what I could see, the blues mixed with the rock and the metal, and they invented that whole thing right there, that whole style. But they said a dash of folk, mixed it all together, and produced classics like this. Someone said they were 10 years old. This is just something I'm reading online. Someone said they were 10 years old when Bonzo died. And I've cursed that day ever since. There hasn't been a band since that has even come close to their collective genius, and this track is one of my favorites. So they definitely a Led Zeppelin diehard fan. Wow. When I tell you, I don't even know what to say about that one. I don't. I genuinely don't. I felt like I just listened to four different songs in one. Like there's so much moments where they just kept taking me somewhere else. There was a point in time where I heard that tribal sound on the drums. That I just heard so much different. Oh, where do I even start? You hear Jimmy. You hear everybody just. It's like they all went all out on that last song. But I felt like personally like I felt like I was listening to many different songs in one. They just kind of hearing that psychedelic sound a little bit right there too.
How many more times treat me the way you wanna
I mean, they could have performed just this song alone, and it feel like they did a whole concert in this one song. 8 minutes. Last song. How many more times? Jeez. Listen, that's one of those songs where it's like I need my advanced, Led Zeppelin historians to really come school me on this one because this just I just felt like I kept going somewhere else with this one. Um, let's see what I see online. Once again, we already know online be iffy, but my comments, my music historians, y'all gonna correct. I already know y'all gonna correct whatever is incorrect, right? So someone said this is one of three songs where Jimmy Page played his guitar with the violin bow. The others are Dazed and Confused and In the Light. Jimmy's bowing can be heard in a section after his double tracked guitar solo. I was a young man, I couldn't resist. Talking about this song in a BBC book, the guitar greats Jimmy Page said we had numbers from the Yardbirds that we called freeform, like Smokestack Lightning, where I'd come up with my own riffs and things. And obviously, I wasn't going to throw all that away as they hadn't been recorded, so I remodeled those riffs and used them again. So the bowing let me see. So the bowing on how many more times and good times, bad times was an extension of what I'd been working on with the Yardbirds. Although I'd never had that much chance to go to town with it and to see how far one could stretch the bowing technique on record, and obviously for anyone who saw the band, it became quite a little showpiece in itself. At the end of the song, the sound pans between the left and the right channels. It says when Led Zeppelin played this live, it would often stretch out well over 10 minutes. Listen, guys, this is the end of Led Zeppelin 1. How do I feel? Still feel like a baby.